Welcome to the Cala Builders podcast. We are launching into a deep dive today that really hits right at the heart of the home, especially here in Southern California, the kitchen.
The absolute center of everything.
Exactly. And we've synthesized a ton of expertise from the design pros at Cala Builders. They're a full-service company that just, lives and breathes high-end projects across LA, Pasadena, Santa Monica.
The whole area. And our mission today is pretty clear. For you, the listener, we want to extract the core principles. It's about creating kitchen layouts that don't just work, but actually enhance that unique California lifestyle.
That indoor-outdoor flow.
That's right. So we're focusing on flow, maximizing natural light, and this is key prioritizing social interaction. We're moving beyond just diagrams to look at why certain layouts thrive here.
And before we dig into the layouts, it's worth touching on where this insight comes from, this Cala Builders model. They operate as a design build firm.
Which is so important. It means they unify everything. The architectural planning, design, permits, the actual construction, all under one roof.
So you don't have the architect and the builder pointing fingers at each other.
You just cut out so much miscommunication. It leads to faster timelines, better budget control. I mean, the whole process is just smoother, whether you're building a new home or remodeling a luxury kitchen.
Which brings us to the big question.
Yeah.
Why does the kitchen layout matter so much in a California home? It's not just about cooking, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. The sources all point to the kitchen as the main social hub. California homeowners, they really prioritize spaces that feel open and spacious.
Right.
So the layout is essential for blurring that line between inside and outside. You need a flow that moves you right from the prep station out to the patio. It's all about capturing light and making the home feel welcoming.
And when we talk about flow, I feel like we have to pay respect to the classic, the work triangle.
The old foundation.
Yeah.
The tried and true principle, right? Uninterrupted movement between the sink, the refrigerator, and the cooktop.
But in these modern California homes, which are often huge open spaces, that triangle has to evolve, doesn't it?
It gets a serious upgrade. It's a critical adaptation. It goes from a simple triangle for one cook to multi-station workflows.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, you might have two people prepping on an island, someone else at the main sink, another person grabbing a drink from a wine fridge. The goal isn't just connecting 3 points anymore. It's about creating distinct zones to minimize everyone's unnecessary steps.
Okay, that makes sense. So with that in mind, let's start with the layouts that are really built for pure efficiency, the geometry of focus.
A great place to start. And first up would be the galley kitchen.
2 parallel counters, creating this sufficient little corridor. It gets overlooked sometimes, but it's perfect for narrower spaces, like in older bungalows or city condos.
It's fascinating because its technical efficiency is off the charts. You get these really strong, defined work zones and tons of storage in a compact footprint. But, and this is a big but,
It can feel like a tunnel.
exactly. That's the trade-off, and that's where the California design sense has to intervene.
So the key design tip is all about creating openness visually, using light color palettes, right? Soft whites, pale grays.
And integrating open shelving or maybe some glass cabinet doors, anything to break up that visual weight of solid cabinetry and just let the space breathe. It helps reflect whatever natural light you have.
Okay, so from there, let's talk about the U-shaped kitchen. It wraps around 3 walls.
Right. This one is for when you need the absolute maximum prep and storage capacity. It's superb for, high traffic homes where there's serious cooking happening every day.
But hold on, what's the major drawback here? Doesn't adding that 3rd wall, even if it's a peninsula, kind of restrict the flow? Doesn't it create a bottleneck?
That is precisely the critical point. You are absolutely right. It can lead to tight corners and really bad flow if the space isn't big enough to handle it. The classic mistake is just overcrowding the center.
So planning for movement is everything. The design tip here must be non-negotiable.
It is. If you put an island in the middle of a U-shape, you must have at least 42 inches of clearance around all the working sides.
42 inches. And that's not just a random number.
Not at all. It's the minimum you need to safely open a dishwasher door, or pull out an oven rack, or just have 2 people pass each other without a collision. You compromise that measurement, and you defeat the whole purpose of the layout.
Okay, so now let's shift to what the sources are calling the most popular framework in modern California design, the L-shaped kitchen.
Yes. Here we're moving from pure efficiency into maximizing openness and social connection.
The L shape is brilliant for open concepts because it leaves 2 sides completely free. It just naturally opens up the room to the dining or living area.
And that inherent openness keeps the work triangle really efficient, but it also actively encourages interaction. You can face your family or guests while you're prepping.
And the flexibility is huge.
Yeah.
Since it only takes up 2 walls, you've got this vast central area that's just begging for the ultimate California element.
The kitchen island.
The island, but with the kitchen merging so seamlessly into other rooms, how do you define the space? How do you keep it from just feeling like one big, undefined area?
You use visual anchors. The sources suggest using a really bold, textured backsplash or maybe some dramatic statement lighting right over the island. It visually defines the kitchen's territory without putting up a wall.
It's all about that visual connectivity.
Exactly. And that brings us to the true embodiment of this style, the open concept kitchen.
This is what everyone wants, right? The kitchen, dining, and living areas all flowing into one continuous space.
It is the definitive setup for entertaining. It makes smaller homes feel so much larger because the sight lines are uninterrupted, and the cook is never, ever isolated from the party.
Okay, let's introduce a little friction, though. The open concept is great, but what about the real-world drawbacks? What about noise and smells?
That is the trade-off. It's a critical conversation to have. Unless you invest in a really high-performance, professional-grade ventilation system, cooking smells are going to end up in your living room furniture.
And the noise from the dishwasher or the blender just becomes background noise for your whole life.
It does. It's a question of aesthetics versus acoustic reality. So to unify that space successfully, the design tips are crucial. The secret is just consistency.
Consistent color palettes, consistent flooring. You can't switch from wood to tile without breaking that seamless feel.
For sure. Now, let's talk about the feature that takes any of these layouts to the next level, the kitchen island. This isn't an accessory. It's a central pillar of the design.
It's the social hub. It's where the appetizers go, where the kids do their homework. It's just ideal for California living. It adds prep space, storage.
And incredible flexibility. You can put a prep sink in it, a microwave drawer, a wine cooler. It becomes its own self-contained workstation.
And I love the design idea of using varied heights.
Oh, it's so clever. You have a higher bar height ledge for casual seating on one side, while the main surface stays at standard counter height for comfortable prep work. It separates function from socializing without any walls.
It's brilliant. Okay, let's wrap up the layouts with something that adds a lot of charm. The kitchen with a breakfast nook.
The nook is all about cozy, informal dining, and its placement is absolutely key. The sources strongly recommend putting it near large windows or patio doors.
To maximize that natural light and reinforce the indoor-outdoor connection.
Exactly. The strategy is comfort and efficiency. So you see a lot of built-in benches or banquettes, which use space way better than chairs, and you pair that with a warm, inviting design. It's a very family-focused feature.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
We've got the geometry down, but now we have to move beyond the shape itself to the details that make the space truly livable.
We have to shift from the raw form to optimized function, and the core principle here is designing clear, well-defined work zones. A great kitchen has to support a lot of simultaneous activity.
So cooking zone around the range, a cleaning zone by the sink and dishwasher, a prep zone on the island.
And a storage zone with the pantry and fridge. When these are clearly delineated, even a crowded kitchen just works. And next, you have to think about visual impact, focal points.
Right. Every high-end kitchen needs something that visually anchors the room, especially in an open concept.
It could be a dramatic sculptural range hood or a stunning waterfall edge island, something that draws the eye. It's a chance to use beautiful materials that really resonate with the California environment.
Another element that adds a lot of personality is open shelving. It definitely has that airy California aesthetic, but the experts add a major caveat.
The beauty of open shelving is matched only by its demands. It requires meticulous organization. If you're someone who struggles with clutter, it can undermine the whole design very quickly. It's a commitment.
And finally, setting the mood and reflecting all that light. Color palettes.
Neutral or warm tones just dominate successful California design. Pale woods, creamy off-whites. They make the space feel serene, and they are fantastic at reflecting natural light, which makes everything feel more spacious.
So the final synthesis from the experts at Cala Builders is clear. The best kitchen is a perfect marriage of aesthetics and usability.
Which is why that early collaboration in a design-build model is so essential. That partnership ensures the layout isn't just pretty, but that it actually supports your daily routines and anticipates your future needs.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner? It means the best layout, whether it's an efficient galley or a versatile L shape, is entirely dependent on your lifestyle and your space. There's no single right answer.
And that thoughtful planning, especially around the technical details, like that 42-inch clearance around an island or proper venting, that is the absolute key. That's what creates a kitchen that's beautiful, functional, and truly elevates how you live.
Absolutely. And since so much of California living is built on that indoor-outdoor ideal, here is a final provocative thought for you to think about. How might you design a kitchen island to serve as a literal transition point? Maybe by integrating a pass-through window or an outdoor serving counter, truly bridging the gap between your indoor prep space and your outdoor barbecue area. Think about that seamless connectivity as you plan your own space.